MrBeast messed up.
MrBeast.
The MrBeast fraud, the worst is yet to come.
MrBeast, the king of YouTube, is known for his massive generosity, viral stunts, and giving back to his community.
This is $1 million in building and giving away 100 houses. Celebrate, I bought this ginormous private island and I'm giving it to one of you.
But today, we're not talking about giveaways. We're talking about serious allegations that have rocked his world. These claims come from people close to him, and the details are, quite frankly, insane.
He was sitting in the chair, turned around like an evil villain. Swear to God, everyone was looking at me, and he was like Lex Luthor over there.
Stick around, because in today's video, we'll be breaking down the disturbing accusations, explaining what's been going on behind the scenes, and how it might just change the way you see one of YouTube's biggest stars. Who is MrBeast? A recap of his journey. Before we get into the controversy, let's quickly recap who we're dealing with. MrBeast, aka Jimmy Donaldson, is YouTube's golden child with more than 300 million subscribers and a reputation for massive giveaways. His challenges have included everything from donating millions of dollars to charity to last person standing competitions where people walk away with insane prizes like houses and cars. He's made a career out of changing lives for the better, or so it seems.
Today, we will be planting 20 million trees. This is one of the dirtiest beaches in the entire world. And we're gonna pick up every single piece of trash on this beach.
From planting 20 million trees with Team Trees to cleaning up oceans with Team Seas, Jimmy has positioned himself as YouTube's superhero. But recently, some cracks in that persona have started to show, and that's where these insane allegations come into play.
MrBeast messed up.
MrBeast.
The MrBeast fraud, the worst is yet to come.
Let's dive into the first major allegation. This comes from Jake Weddle, a comedian who worked with MrBeast from 2019 to 2020.
The first attempt was on me, and it didn't go well.
Weddle recently came forward with some explosive claims about the work environment behind the scenes of MrBeast's videos. He describes the atmosphere as toxic and said that some of the challenges he was put through were, in his words, inhumane. In one instance, Weddle participated in a solitary confinement challenge that was meant to be a fun stunt, but he claims the conditions were so extreme that it led to lasting insomnia. He was allegedly deprived of sunlight and sleep for days, which he says took a serious toll on his mental and physical health. He even described it as feeling like a war crime, which is a pretty strong statement.
And I go up to my friend, my good friend, and I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? That's a war crime.
But that's not all. Weddle also claims he was forced to run a marathon on a treadmill for one of MrBeast's challenge videos. According to Weddle, the pain was unbearable, but quitting would have meant letting down the team, so he pushed through, despite feeling like his body was breaking down.
Oh, the blisters I had on my feet were like, you wouldn't believe, just all over, just these big red. I couldn't walk, my muscles were like just the lactic acid. He was sitting in the chair, turned around like an evil villain. Swear to God, everyone was looking at me, and he was like Lex Luthor over there.
These stories paint a darker picture of the behind-the-scenes culture at MrBeast production. And if you thought that was bad, we've got more. The next bombshell involves someone known as Delaware, a former collaborator of MrBeast who appeared in one of his 2018 challenge videos, I spent 24 hours straight in prison. What fans didn't know at the time is that Delaware has a deeply troubling past as a registered sex offender. This information recently surfaced, and fans have been outraged.
Well, when I was there, they called him Delaware. Sex offender, registered sex offender, convicted sex offender, on the registry and everything.
It's been alleged that MrBeast was aware of Delaware's background but chose to hire him anyway, which has raised a lot of ethical questions. Did Jimmy know? If so, why take the risk of hiring someone with that kind of history? This controversy has raised some serious questions about the vetting process for his team and how much he really knows about the people who appear in his videos.
Or that Jimmy was covering stuff up. He didn't want stuff to come out. You know, he's very careful about his image. You know, the tangible proof that he knew but covered it up. You know, how do you prove that, you know?
So, what has MrBeast said about these allegations? Sources claim that MrBeast has hired a law firm to look into the culture within his organization, particularly the allegations made by Jake Weddle. While some fans are giving MrBeast the benefit of the doubt, others feel that more transparency is needed. The internet wants answers, and until then, the court of public opinion remains divided. both chucker community backlash and support. Naturally, the community has been buzzing. On one side, you've got fans who are standing by MrBeast, claiming that these allegations are either exaggerated or that his charitable efforts should outweigh any mistakes he's made. On the other hand, you've got people who are demanding accountability, saying that no amount of philanthropy can excuse the treatment of employees or poor decisions regarding hiring. Our conclusion and final thoughts. At the end of the day, these allegations are serious and they deserve attention. MrBeast is one of YouTube's biggest stars, and with that platform comes responsibility. Whether you're a fan or not, these claims need to be investigated, and we'll be keeping an eye on what happens next. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about these allegations? Do you believe them, or do you think they're being blown out of proportion? Drop a comment below and let's get the conversation started. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more updates on this story and other YouTube drama.